Tell me when you're ready.
Yeah.
You're good.
All right. So my name is Jimmy Hendricks again. Easy to remember. Grew up here from Edwardsville. Was in California 14 years. I'm going to present to you one of my SaaS products today called Digital Agency CRM. It's a software platform designed to manage marketing agencies and make them more efficient. How I developed this is before I moved back last year, I had an agency. So marketing agency, for those who don't know, manages websites, Google AdWords, Facebook, anything for small businesses. We were franchising it, so I was developing an independent sales model across the U.S. We had eight sales reps in 3 markets, and my goal was to make it very efficient, and so I could not find a platform to manage my agency that was not piecing together Google Docs plus Google Dropbox plus some billing solutions, some CRM. So I built my own platform for my agency called Lightpost Digital. We were able to manage 400 clients with 7 people, never missed a client interaction, never missed a note, never missed what was going on with the client, automated all our billing, automated all our note taking, didn't even have to talk to a sales rep. They could put a client in our system and we could onboard that client as if we'd known everything about him for the last 3 months. I did not like being in the agency business because it's a grind, and we made some pricing mistakes like many people do as startups. So we merged that with another company in LA, and my business partner took the clients. He wanted to stay in agencies, I wanted to stay in software. So I moved back this last year and rebuilt the platform to get rid of tech debt, which, bad code for those who don't know. And the fact is that platform is not built to scale. It was designed for our company. So I've rebuilt the platform over the last 9 months using my own developers overseas, self-funded. And for those of you guys who are startups, to give you an idea, this platform, granted I knew exactly what I wanted, I've put $5 grand into. So you can build a beta platform for under 10 grand. And all I have to do is we're finishing up Stripe and it's market ready and it has everything that I built before. So there's 0 investors but me, and it is my first wholly owned SaaS platform, which we're going to walk through today. So it's called Digital Agency CRM. What it is a platform for marketing agencies, agencies of any kind, digital marketing, branding, traditional to very interactive agencies, to manage their clients and know exactly what's going on with their agency at any given time, so they do not have to spend time focusing on operations, and they can focus on their clients. Typically, in an agency and in a lot of companies, you'll at least have one admin, or you will have sometimes a whole team of operations if you're very inefficient. We knew we wouldn't be inefficient, but our goal was, the justification to build this was, we don't need a $40,000 person on staff to just manage the office. We were able to manage our agency with 0 admins, which was the idea. We wanted functional salespeople, and we wanted people to execute on the marketing plans for our clients, because we were going low cost. Our average client was paying us around $750, and that was part of our model, is how can we go and provide very affordable marketing for clients in a very efficient way. So, the way it works, and since we're doing this is all live, and if anyone does have an agency or has a friend who has an agency, they are welcome to tell them to go sign up for free. And anyone who does sign up, I will keep them on it for free for the next 6 months, and they can use it all they want.
Hold on, your mic's tight.
Mike's tight. Okay.
There you go.
My old business partner has been on it for 6 months. He's built his agency from $0 to $80,000 in less than a year, and he hasn't sent me a bug in 6 months. So that was pretty exciting to see. So we know it's working. It's a small beta test, but with his amount of clients and using it, it's been in production like that. So how it works is it has a dashboard. It can tell an agency how many clients they have, and there's 3 ways agencies typically make money. One time, so they just charge a one-time fee. They charge monthly, so like a retainer, or recurring, like $1,500 a month, or they charge hourly. So they charge $95 an hour for graphic design, and however many hours it takes, they do that. So those are the 3 ways the platform is designed. Agencies can design any type of product they want, they can design any type of billing they want, and any type of sequence they want, and it's all designed in the system. Then what it does is it helps an agency predict revenue. My investors always want to say, what are we going to do next month? And I was tired of answering that question. not that I wasn't supposed to, but it was just, I'm very big in inefficiency, and I didn't want to waste time answering and doing reporting on things that I could automate. So I built a system where I can run and gave them access so they can log in and see what we're going to do next month. Also made board decks, pitching to them, going over things very efficient because I knew exactly my breakdown of services and I knew what I was going to make exactly next month. So I knew what I needed to make up and I knew what my sales reps needed to do in new business. It made it excellent for me to do that. What I did is, my belief here is we are not changing, there's a million CRMs. What this can be done, or what this can do, can be done in Salesforce, it can be done on, you name it, you name a CRM, you can do exactly this on most of those. What I found for business owners is they don't adopt CRMs because it's not customized for their industry. Big companies like Microsoft can spend millions of dollars to make Salesforce do a specific task, but a small business typically will log into a CRM and go, I don't want to use it. Or I'll use HubSpot's free platform and I'll just, I strategize for an agency right now. And she's like, I gave up on HubSpot because it's complicated. I'm like, all you're doing is keeping notes and phone numbers and that's complicated. And that's the reality with most software. So the idea is building a software platform for a specific target that does not need to be customized, but is flexible for agencies. And the big thing with agencies is keeping track of information. The number one thing that agencies lose clients for is that clients pay agencies a contract, and then 6 months later they go, what are you doing for me? Or 3 months later they say, why am I paying you a retainer still? Because agencies are really good about doing a lot of work up front and then making something very efficient, and then the clients forget that they're paying you for the fact that you're an expert, not for the fact that you're being efficient. And so that's when you have struggle with clients. So the second thing you lose clients for at an agency is because you don't know what's going on with them. The sales rep gets a phone call from Mike, the guy who owns a cleaning company, and Mike says, Julie, what the heck is your agency doing for me? I haven't got any phone calls, or I have no idea because I haven't talked to those guys in 3 weeks. Remember how your contract said we're only supposed to talk to you once a month? They don't remember. And so we built what's called a timeline so that every single time someone does an action in our system, it automatically creates notes so that sales rep does not have to call in to an account manager and say, what the heck's going on with my account? They can come into the system, look back at any given month, and see, obviously these are test notes, see a whole timeline of every single thing that that account manager did for them. And I can tell you, just by being able to go, Mike, look, let's log into the system, I'm going to show you what our team has done for you. Jimmy, look at your Facebook ads yesterday. Julie changed an ad. We optimized this. We did that. That's all. You told me you didn't want all this information because it's going to be in your monthly report, but we did all this stuff for you. Okay, cool, I'm good to go. That's all I wanted to know. And then you keep the client. That's how this communication works with agencies. That one tool saved us so much clients and retention more than anything else we did. But it's a repository of information for clients. So, contacts. You can keep all the contacts for that agent, for that client. Logins is a big thing. It is amazing how many clients don't know how to log into their own website. They don't know where their domain is. They don't know how to log into their email. They don't know where it is. They've worked with 3 agencies in the last 10 years. It's all spread across. They have no idea where to keep track of it. And I work with agencies all the time who are still using Google Docs and Google Sheets to keep track of all the passwords for their clients. So it's a simple table system that we put in this platform. So I can log into Optima Office, which is a real client of one of my agencies out of San Diego. It's an accounting firm. We can know what's going on. We can keep contacts at our company. We can keep all the logins. We have 2 types of notes. We have what we call client viewable notes. What that means is it'll go into a client profile. So still, even though we have a client login, less than 1% login, but it's there. It's actually there for the sales rep to be able to log in for the client, not for the client to actually log in. It makes it very efficient. But we also have internal agency notes. So these are private notes. You want to keep things about your client that you don't want the client to see. Like, Jack is leaving, we need to have a call with the other co-owner because we could lose this account. Or just an FYI, Jamie's a jerk. be very direct with her and don't fluff. You know, little things that the agency needs to know about that, but that is private agency knows. Or literally we keep things like, we need to have a discussion with this client, we're going to fire them next month, they're definitely not worth our time. And we keep a record of that. Or anything you want to keep track of, kind of get the point. Because that way we have an infinite record, and we were very adamant, that was like a rule of working at our agency. You can do everything, you can be creative, you can be flexible, you can be weird, but if you do not take notes, you will not keep your job. And that was what we were adamant about, and it made everything run efficiently. We can also keep track of assets. So assets are logos, anything brand related to that client. We also automate reports because, again, every agency uses a third-party reporting tool, or they make their own reports and then they email it to the client and they go over it and then it gets lost. How many people work at a company where you have some sort of file sharing system? Everyone has their own system. You can't, there's 800 PowerPoints at that company, 800 reports, and you're like, where the heck is this? And every account manager does the same thing. So we set it up to where it's centralized information for that agency, that none of that stuff is used. That stuff is used for you personally, but once you're done with it and it's finalized, it gets uploaded to the system for a record, and it keeps track of that. And then everything is designed to be global, so you don't actually have to log into clients. If you want to search for a contact, you just need to get a hold of someone. We built in reporting. So some basic reports right now: revenue, hour tracking. So when you leave a note, I didn't get into it, but you can actually pick how much time that you spent on that client. I didn't go over that because as soon as we're finishing strike this month, we're replacing project management tools like Asana and time tracking. Again, the whole idea here is that the average agency spends anywhere from $50 to $200 on 2 or 3 very effective tools. And we're not rebuilding Asana, which is a billion-dollar brand. We're rebuilding the free function, which is used by 90% of their clients, which is a list of information, the ability to mark complete, and the ability to mark time. And if you need a very complicated project management, we'll do integrations or let you hook into that, because that's what we're serving. Is we're serving 90% of the agency market, from 1 to 20 people who just spend $200 on third-party tools, and we will make their life easier. They'll probably end up spending $100 with us. The $100 is not the savings. It's the $40,000 person they no longer have to hire because this is so efficient for them. The system is set up where they can set up their own services. Very simple. What's the name of your service? It can be 20-hour a month retainer. It can be Facebook management, Google AdWords, package 1, package 2, whatever it may be. And then they can assign the service to that client, where they say, St. Louis agency, let's go back to Optima. Optima signed up for a 20-hour retainer. I probably wouldn't call it actually 20-hour retainer with the client, but they would probably call it something like performance marketing package. But we know that that's a 20-hour retainer for that client. Or email management. Then I can decide this is going to be a fixed rate, it's billing, it's set up, it's going to start on December 2nd, it's going to end 6 months later, and then we set it up to bill at the beginning of a period or end of period. Number one reason agencies go out of business, besides not being able to get clients, because that's a global issue, is arrears. What that means is clients do not pay their bills. The agencies scale, they let clients pay 30 days later, which means they're actually going to pay 45 to 60 days later because they're slow. No matter, and the bigger they are, the slower they pay, not the faster, which then means you cannot scale operations. I have talked to agencies who have 10 people, brand name clients, are owed $150,000 and have $4,000 in their bank, and they are literally teetering on going out of business every single month, and they're growing at 20% a month. So, part of this is I preach, take credit cards and charge at the beginning. But if you want to do it the way you've done it, or your contracts don't allow you to change it, they can set up the system to go either way. Typically what happens is once I tell them that, they go from end of period to beginning of period, which is just whatever start rate, and they can put in whatever bill rate they want. And so that bill rate, if it's fixed rate, it's going to be flat, but then it's dynamic, so if there's things like hourly, it will automatically tell you if there's a budget for those hours and cap that. And so everything's designed to be flexible, but be automated for tracking, send notices to that agency owner, tell you if you're within budgeted hours. And then it has all the invoices built into the system. So once we connect Stripe, we'll send these emails out direct, but the invoice is automatically built into the system. So, and then we'll add a pay by check button for those who want to pay by check. And then there are users. So you can create users for your agency. You really only need, at an agency level, you need 2 users. You need an admin, which can see all your financials, and then that's the owner, or the CFO, or anyone that's like a management, and then you need everyone else we call team members, which can see everything but financials. And they can't delete stuff. So those are the 2 things. We try to keep it really simple so it's understandable, and I'm sure we'll add features like everyone else over time. But today, this would make almost every marketing agency save a boatload of money and be efficient from that. So that's Digital Agency CRM. It is at digitalagencycrm.com. And we were just chatting this morning. Once I launch it, I'm actually going to brand it Agency Maestro, because it's designed to manage your whole agency like a pro. But I believe in functional names, and that's what I started with, Digital Agency CRM. The reason why I'm changing the name is because CRM is a lot of times noted with salespeople, and I wanted people to realize this is a full system, not a sales tool. It is designed to run your agency, so Agency Maestro will be that name as soon as I launch Stripe. So that's my company, and then a 2-minute spiel what I do full-time because, or not full-time, 20 hours a week. I work for a company called Lee Labs, which is an innovation lab with Lee Enterprises, which owns the Post-Dispatch. No one's heard Lee Enterprises unless they've been in media, but they own 100 newspapers across the U.S. And they have no innovation, and their developers are very old school. And they admit to this. This is not me knocking them. And so me and the executive VP developed a thing called Lee Labs, where Lee Labs meet in St. Louis. I'm at CIC. I look at startups every day who want to work with media. I vet them, I look at them, I work with them, and I connect them to help them understand how to sell into media, because Lee Enterprises needs new tools that they can be innovative, and they need someone to find those that doesn't have to deal with corporate meetings. So we love it. We work together. I don't have to go to meetings, and I help them find tools that they can either resell or build. So I build them technology with my development teams, or I do that. The point is, if you know any startups or tech companies that are looking to get into media, sell to newspapers, TV, radio, or be resold by them, you can reach out to me anytime through Lee Labs. But my agency CRM was the point of 1 million cups today, and I would love your feedback or any questions.
All right, please wait for the microphone so that the camera can pick you up. We'll start with Mary.
That was great. This sounds like something every marketing agency would love. So how are you getting to them?
Oh, how am I getting to them? Yes, I'm hiring a sales assistant or a sales rep to start working for me in December. I've actually, over the last 2 months, been aggregating every agency in the U.S. through a lot of the directories. So we have about 300. And sales, I've been in sales management for 10 years, so direct sales. I'll be hiring a salesperson who will start. She'll reach out to agencies, set up meetings for me to meet with the agency owners. And typically our model, what I've been telling agencies is if you sign up now, it'll be free for 3 to 6 months. Let's get you on it. Let's get using it. If there's any features, and then it'll just be a pay-per-click model between online funnels and sales reps.
The local chapter of AMA
Yep.
is having a conference on March 6th.
Okay.
So that might be a good venue for you too.
Sure, that'd be awesome. And I know, Mary, you know a lot of this stuff, so we'll yeah.
All right, more questions?
Great presentation. I really see it as really strong for marketing agencies.
Correct.
Do you also plan on utilizing it for like just other types of businesses? Or do you want to stick with marketing?
Yes. So my corporation name, and anyone, my funny is my family and a bunch of people laugh at me, but we all know it. It's called Little SaaS Factory Inc. And so me and my developer and I, Mike, who worked at our old companies, developed a CRM, or basically an organization code base that can be duplicated and a function plugged into it, So Simple Sales CRM we own, and it's almost done. The idea is that we can roll out pre-built CRMs for an industry that only need one function built for that industry, but have organizations, locations, users set up. If that's so, we have a general one. This is the proof point. This will fund all that because it's very specific and we know that market. But then we will start rolling out what we actually call, I don't know if I actually have it, but the point is, Simple Sales CRM right here, which is an admin designed that can be customized for any function. So this is the framework, the code base that we can duplicate that does the exact same thing in agencies, and all it needs is one function to serve an industry. Set up your organization, your team members, your users, your billing. Every company needs those things, but then they need one function, typically one or two, to make their vertical work. Whether they're home remodeling, house flipping, sales teams, but probably the next version will just be a general sales one. Simple Sales CRM was the keywords I found that really worked on AdWords, and that's why I named that one. It will stay Simple Sales CRM because I think that's very relevant to that field. But it's so competitive. And the price has gone. It's like $9 to get an amazing CRM, and HubSpot went free. That's actually why we abandoned Simple Sales CRM, is because once HubSpot went free, it's actually a better tool. And I'm not the one to say my tool is better than yours. I'm saying use the best tool. My agency platform is designed for agencies. I think is more efficient than anything on the market. But I use HubSpot for sales, and there's no way my Simple Sales CRM is ever going to compete with free and HubSpot. So we'll probably just use that framework for other verticals later. Or maybe agency CRM makes enough money and we just focus on that. I also believe in one scale, but one thing at a time. So all of next year is just going to be agency CRM. And then if someone wants us to build, customize or build that for them, sometimes we'll take on consulting work to pay for our own funding. Yep.
Great stuff. I think that's on.
Good to see all that.
Great.
Sure.
Curious what the income model is for this.
I'm guessing that I was looking at the rates. I think I'm going to start at $19 a month per user, and then have a couple tiers somewhere in the $19 to $39 range. We were looking at making Stripe a premium, but more of a global. I hate when they just upcharge to just for billing. So, but based on talking to agencies, I think the sticky point is the billing. So we were just going to say it's $99 to add Stripe, but we don't want people to not add Stripe. We want billing, because if we become the billing solution, we're the hooks in their whole organization. So billing will be included in that. The $19 rate will be, free for 14 days, $19 a month per user, no contract. And then I think the add-ons that are really important are more advanced project management tools, cascading, for those of you guys who know that industry, and Asana, like going upstream on Asana, going into deeper integrations with time tracking. But agencies will tell us that. Right now my goal is just to get as many people on it starting in January of this year and go from there. But in that range, I think. It's market competitive. Yep.
I'll take the next question.
Sure.
So how are you going to support this in the sense that, say you have great sales, you have hundreds of agencies sign up, and then inevitably you're going to get, the phone calls, oh, look at this.
Everything's outsourced. The one thing I believe in now is I've had teams of 24, I've had teams of 1. So right now I have a design agency with 7 people, 0 employees, and it takes me 5 hours a week. So everything runs through someone else. Lee Labs takes me 20 hours a week. I would definitely dump all those if this thing takes off, but one thing I learned is I'd rather pay someone to be a GM, so I'll probably hire what most people consider a CEO, I would consider a COO, an internal CEO, someone to take this over and run it. But early on, I will hire sales support, and I will hire third party. It's all developed in Nepal right now, where I found a guy who's great. He builds it, but customer support, I'm sure there's a million customer support companies. But I will build the whole model to be flex, what I call. So 100% freelance, 100% outsourced, 100% automated as much as possible.
All right, cool.
Yep.
More questions?
I may even hire an agency to be my agency.
That's awesome. Well, then we'll ask the standard 1 million cups question.
Sure.
You know, why, what can the community do for you? What do you look, why are you here?
Yeah, the two asks I have, the one I already covered is, I want to help startups. So Lee Labs, I want startups who are looking to get into media. I help startups all day refine their messaging. We were talking about it. We did it for Wand, and I don't charge for that. I just will spend an hour with people, mainly because I'm looking for startups that want to get into media. That's where I can really want to help the community. For my platform is anyone that knows someone that works at a marketing agency, whether it is one freelancer building websites out of their house, working at any of the co-working, or someone that works at some of the big branding agencies anywhere in the country. I would love an intro. And they can email me. What email? Best way is just to go to share Digital Agency CRM, and there's an email on there, support at Digital Agency CRM. Or just come to LinkedIn me. Anyone's welcome to LinkedIn me. Jimmy Hendricks on LinkedIn. That's probably the best way to get a hold of me if you're going to make an intro or you want to chat. Then we can set up a call or set up a meeting if you want to do that. But those are the two things. Agencies, anywhere in the US only, and any companies that you think have product ready that's ready for media, not someone that wants to get into media and they want to build a product. That's the only caveat for Lee Labs. It must be a production-ready product. It can be in beta, and it can have a big roadmap. But a good example is Native Message, which is a conversational text message platform at CIC. We met 2 or 3 times, and now we've got a contract with Lee Enterprises to do a beta in January and do a full rollout in 100 properties. It could be his first customer worth a couple $100,000. So
Awesome.
that's it.
All right.
One question.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, then you might.
You got it.
First name, spell it.
JIMMY.
You know what I was asking.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
And CKS, so not JIMMY.
X.
How many of you guys know who Jimi Hendrix is?
All right.
I hope so. I think we're one more generation away from that being possible. My dad was Jimi Hendrix Sr., and so I'm Jimi Hendrix Jr. So my Instagram is Jimi Hendrix 2.0. But yes, every day I don't play the guitar, and I'm not left-handed, but it doesn't bother me. So thank you, everyone.